Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We'll get started at 7:33. We'll get started at 7:33. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming on in. We're going to get started at 7:33 sharp. Thank you for coming on in. We'll get started shortly. Well, good morning. Good morning. The time now is 7:33, and I want to go ahead and get started with our first Academy meeting of the school year, where we'll do a little talking about the Freshman Academy and the reason we have one, and then we'll also be talking about our data. So, scholars, good morning. We wanted to do a live stream session today because you've been getting recordings, you've been getting different things, but I wanted you to see some real time interaction interaction. And I'm hoping that each of you is doing well. I hope that you are taking care of business. I hope that you and your families are well. And I hope that you are ready to continue being successful moving forward. So let's go ahead and begin. You are members of the Esquared Westside High School Esquared Freshman Academy, and Esquared stands for Epitomizing Excellence. I want to tell you a little bit about, really quickly, our history. The Academy was established last year in 2019, and it was born out of a data-informed need for more intense support and monitoring of first-year high school students. So students, the main thing I want you to know is that you are a part of history. This is the second year of the Freshman Academy at Westside High School. We did it because we noticed that our freshmen needed greater levels of support, and you are the second class in this academy, and we know that you will be successful because last year we experienced significant improvement in behavior, attendance, and grades and promotion for our freshmen than in previous years. The mission statement of this academy, because you are more than just a ninth grader, you are an E-squared scholar, so I need you to know what you are a part of. The mission of this academy is that we will create academic and character enrichment opportunities to equip you for success in high school and life beyond. So that's what this academy is all about. Right now, during the midst of COVID-19, there are some things that we're not able to do as it relates to those character enrichment opportunities, but as soon as it's safe, those opportunities will be made available. I also want you to know our SMART goal. Our SMART goal is to increase the 9th to 10th grade promotion rate from a baseline of 70% from last year to 75%. What that means is last year, 70% of our Freshman Academy scholars were promoted to 10th grade on time. This year, we want that number to be 75% or higher. And so in order to make that happen, we've got some work we need to do, and we're going to talk a little bit about that work in a few moments. Our vision is that each Freshman Academy scholar, each E-squared scholar, will complete 9th grade with his or her cohort, graduate his high school with his or her cohort, and be enlisted, enrolled, or employed upon graduation. That means you came in with your freshman class. We want you to be promoted with your freshman class. We want you to be graduating with the class that you walked in with, and we want you to do that within the 4 years that are earmarked for high school. Some of you may have viewed the video that we did in freshman seminar early on in this semester, where we introduced ourselves, and then every adult in the Freshman Academy said a line of what we call the E-squared Scholars Creed. If we were in a regular setting, you would be saying the creed every day in your first period class. But because we're not in that regular setting, we wanted to pour it into you, and hopefully over time we'll be able to have you committed to memory, and you say these things about yourself on a consistent basis. But the creed of every E-squared scholar is, I am an E-squared scholar. Excellence is in my veins. I have power behind me. I have greatness within me. I have destiny ahead of me. There is no kindness too small. There is no accomplishment too great. I am an E-squared scholar. I elevate. I collaborate. I graduate. So this is what scholars say about themselves. Last year, the Freshman Academy scholars said these things about themselves. And over time, we hope that we will have you being able to say these things about yourself and believing these things about yourself, because we want you to be committed to personal excellence. We want you to have a high self-concept of yourself. We want you to believe great things from yourself and expect great things for yourself. So that is the E-squared Scholars Creed. Very quickly, if you need to reach out to me or to your counselor, Ms. Hurd, I want you to see this screen. If you have your cell phone, go ahead and take a picture of what you see on your screen. This is my email address and my remind code. So if you ever have any questions or confusions that you need, you can email me at that number, or at that address, or you can join the Remind. That's one of the ways that I communicate to freshmen. So if you have not already, go ahead and join that Remind. Send that code to the number 81010. You can take a picture of this screen so that you can reference it later. But that's my email address, and that's the Remind code. I need you to make sure that you join. This is the same information for your counselor, Mrs. Hurd. This is her email address and her remind code. There will be times that she sends out different information that I will, or different messages than I will. So you want to make sure that you are connected to both of us so you can always have access to that information. So you can take a picture of this screen as well to make sure that you have this contact information for your counselor, Mrs. Hurd. So now, I want to talk a little bit about you. I want to talk a little bit about the Freshman Academy Scholars. And we're going to talk about a lot of numbers in the next several minutes. So this first number, 292. 292. That is the number of Freshman Academy Scholars we have at Westside High School. I have 292 E-Squared Scholars. This is roughly 60 more scholars than we had last year. So we are excited about having almost 300 E-Squared Scholars in this building. We love every single one of you, and we hope for excellence for and from every single one of you. We have 292 E-Squared Scholars. But today, every time we do a class meeting, anytime we do any kind of class meeting, whether it's in person or whether it's virtually, we are going to talk about the acronym, the BAG. Last year, we talked about the ABCs, but this year we changed it up. We decided to put a little spin on it, and we are going to be talking about, in every data talk, we're going to be talking about securing the BAG. And the BAG is an acronym for behavior, attendance, and grades. So every time we have a class meeting, we are going to be talking about behavior, attendance, and grade data, and we're also going to celebrate accomplishments that E-Squared Scholars have. So let's go ahead and talk about these numbers really quickly. Starting with the B in the BAG is behavior. This number is a number that I'm excited about, of course, but it's also because we're in a virtual learning setting. Right now, we have 0 office discipline referrals for the Freshman Academy Scholars. Now, when we return to an in-person setting, those of you who will be returning face-to-face on November 9th, I need this number to stay at 0. And then in the event that we all come back when it's safer to do so, I need this number to stay at 0, because we don't have time to get in trouble. We don't have time to be engaged in foolishness. We have business to handle. We have a graduation to reach. So we need to make sure that our behavior, our character is always where it needs to be. So now, moving on to the A in the BAG, which is attendance. That's what we're going to talk about now, attendance. This number, the number 54, that is the number of scholars out of 292. We have 54 E-Squared Scholars who had perfect participation for the first 4.5 weeks of school. That means we had 54 scholars who logged into their advisement class every day and got marked present or marked participated for attendance. I'm very proud of these 54 scholars, but I'm really concerned by the fact that we have 292 E-Squared Scholars and only 54 have perfect participation. So that's those numbers. We had 107 scholars who might not have had it perfect, but for the first 4.5 weeks of school, for the first 19 days of school, we had 107 scholars who only had 1 to 3 day absences. So you pretty much were on top of your business for the most part, but 1 to 3 times you kind of fell off. So I'm not entirely upset, but I still want to push you to go ahead and make sure that you're getting that perfect participation. I need you logging into advisement, completing that check-in form, making sure that your advisement teacher marks you participated for that day. So we had 54 with perfect participation. We have 107 with 1 to 3 absences. But then we had 113 of our E-Squared Scholars who had 4 or more absences, or day absences for the first 19 days of school. Scholars, I need you to know attendance is serious. Attendance matters. And I know that the virtual learning setting is a different situation. I know that logging into advisement is a different situation. But scholars, I still need you logging in. I need you logging into advisement. I need you engaging in the advisement activities and lessons for the week. And I need you to make sure that you're going to your classes, because this is the only way, or one of the only ways, that we are going to be able to experience seeing that vision we just talked about come into fruition. So I need you making sure that your attendance is on top. So let's keep on going. Now we're moving into the G. We talked about the bag. Well, remember, we're talking about the bag. The B is behavior, A is attendance, and G is grade. So let's talk about the last part of securing the bag. This number, 1,971. That is the number of grades that were posted at the 4.5 week grading period. So on the 4.5 week progress report, 1,971 grades were posted for Freshman Academy E-Squared scholars. Of those grades, 1,028, 52% of those grades were passing. 52% of those grades were passing. Now, if you can probably imagine that I'm always looking for passing grades. You can probably imagine I'm always looking for you being engaged, for you taking care of business, for you learning, and for you asking questions if you need it. So this number, I can't pretend that I'm excited about it. I'm glad that it's not lower, but I really wish that it was higher. 1,028 grades were passing. That means 943 or 48% of those grades were not passing. So that's almost half, scholars. That's almost half of our grades. And I want you to know that I understand that this virtual learning thing is challenging. Many of you would love to come back to school. Many of you may be having some technology issues. So I promise you I understand. But I still need you to make sure that you are taking care of business. And if there's anything that you need from us at Westside in the Academy to support you in any way, I need you to let us know those things so that we can help you be successful, so that this number can go down, so that the number before it can go up. So we had 41 scholars, 41 E-Squared scholars out of 292. 41 E-Squared scholars were passing all of their classes at the 4.5 week grading period. I'm very excited about these 41. I'm very proud of these 41, but I want these 41 to get some company. So on the next grading period, I need this number to increase. I need us to make sure that we are taking care of our business, doing our work, submitting our assignments, reaching out to our teachers during asynchronous days to get assistance if needed, signing up for the after school program, because these 41, while I know every single one of their names, I'm very proud of them. The next time I run this data for the 9 week, I need them to have some company, because we're looking to have a small incentive for you all, and we want to recognize and celebrate you for your academic excellence. So let's get these 41 some company. Let's take care of business and get the grades that you need. So here's my response to that data. This picture indicates that I'm not angry. It doesn't indicate that I'm upset. It indicates that I'm concerned. It indicates that I'm thinking about the fact that, number one, we miss you. Number two, we really wish you were here. Number three, I'm concerned about what is it that is the reason, or what are the reasons as to why you are struggling to be successful, and what can we do? I'm also concerned because I want to know, what are you doing? Are you taking this thing seriously? Are you trying? Are you doing your work? Are you getting on teams? Are you going to Canvas? Or are you just kind of flailing in the wind? So I'm not entirely upset. I'm not angry, because it's a lot going on. But I am concerned, and I'm also thinking of a master plan that we can use to support you. But I need you to be thinking of a master plan for you to take care of your business and jump on up to the top. So I want to talk very quickly about goals. It's almost time for us to go. I want to talk about our goals. The primary goal is that I would like to see 292 scholars promoted to 10th grade at the end of this school year. And in order for that to happen, there are some things that I need you all to do. I've already said, make sure you're logging into advisement. I've already said, make sure you're going to Canvas and completing your assignments. I've already said, make sure that you are reaching out to your teachers if you need help. I've already said, sign up for the after school program, but there's something else that you can do. You have an opportunity to engage in grade repair. In your classes today, your teachers, your first period teachers, should be walking you through the process for grade repair. Grade repair will give you the opportunity, any classes that you are currently failing, or any classes that you have a grade that you don't necessarily like, you can engage in grade repair. And what that will do is, every assignment from the first day of school up until last Thursday, October 22nd, you will have the opportunity to engage in grade repair via Edgenuity, and you can have those failing grades replaced. If they are below a 64, you can have those grades replaced with a 64. So any assignments that, let's say you have a 32 in a class, or let's say you have a 61 in a class, every grade that you have in the grade book for that class can and will be replaced with a grade of a 64 when you successfully complete grade repair. So I want you to make sure that you pay close attention in your first period live class or your live classes today, because your teachers are going to explain that process to you. It's going to be very simple. And if for whatever reason your teacher has to address something else during class, if you look in any of your classes on Canvas, look for the module named Operation Way Grade Repair, and there are some instructions there. There's login information there, and of course, if you have any questions, shoot me an email and I'll be sure to make sure that I support you. But I need you to take advantage of this opportunity. You have until this coming Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to get all of that work complete. So I need you to take advantage of grade repair. One last thing, if you are interested in trying out for basketball, girls or boys basketball, those tryouts start today, and you need to reach out to Coach Roberson or Coach Groove if you have any questions, and your advisement teacher can give you their email address if you need it. That is all of our conversation for the day. It's time for you to go to first period. Scholars, we love you. Those of you who will be returning in person on November 9th, we can't wait to see you. But every single scholar in this academy, we love you. We want you to be successful, and we are here to support you. So holler if you need us. Have a great day.